Hang on, travelers.
Warp drive active.
Welcome to Brown Coat Chronicles. My name is Serenity. Captain Reynolds will be ready in a moment. Oh, it's Tug.
Greetings, Capsuleers, and welcome to another episode of Brown Coat Chronicles. You know me, I'm Captain Mal, and this episode is going to be a little bit fun for me. You know, sometimes you just got to do what feels good. And this one is going to be talking about exactly that. I get the opportunity to really channel the true Malcolm Reynolds with the resurrection of probably the most favorite character I have after Mal. And we're going to get into that in just a moment. But if you are a returning listener, I just want to take a moment to say thank you for spending a little of your time here with me and for sharing the podcast. It's getting really good numbers so far, and I couldn't be happier. So I do appreciate you spending your time with me here as I talk some space nerd stuff with you. But if you could do me a favor and be sure to like the episode, share it with your friends. Yeah, even the losers that don't play EVE. And if you could be kind enough to leave me a 5-star rating, I will be sure to give you a shout out in the next episode. So be sure to give me that rating, share with your friends, and tell me what you think of the show. Leave me a note and let me know what you like, what you don't like, because I'm always looking to improve. Okay, so now that business is all out of the way, let's get on to the real show. Now, if you listen to the past episode, the last episode 3, you'll know that I was on the struggle bus a little bit, trying to find my way returning to EVE. I suppose that's not all that uncommon, especially for returning players trying to figure out what it is you're going to do and how to go about that. I know that Astarothi has posted a few articles on some gaming sites that I follow, talking about exactly that, what to do if you're a returning character. And even though I read those articles, I still kind of struggled. Well, not kind of, I struggled figuring out exactly what I wanted to do. And so if you have listened to episode 3 already, if not, I would recommend you hit the pause button and go grab that episode and listen to it first. I'll wait. Okay, cool. Thanks. Now, if you listen, now that you've listened to that episode, you know that because of my frustration and what was going on at that point, it led me to make a decision to go down what I consider to be the quote unquote darker side of EVE. Now, it's certainly not the darkest side of EVE, but we'll get into what that entails at a later time. This was more of a fuck it moment that turned into one of those beautiful moments that provided me with reasonable goals. And now I feel really content in the direction that I'm going. And let me explain a little bit the mindset and the mentality of why that is. So there is an old adage, and there's been a lot of debate about where this story originated from, and it's called Two Wolves, hence the name for this episode. And I in researching, I kept coming back to finding that it was referred to as an old Cherokee teaching, or a legend from the Cherokee Nation. And since I kept stumbling across that in researching this, that's what I'm going with. So it's an old Cherokee legend, and the legend goes like this. An old Cherokee is teaching his grandson about life. And he says, A fight is going on inside me. It's a terrible fight, and it is between two wolves. One is evil. He is anger, envy, sorrow, regret, greed, arrogance, self-pity, guilt, resentment, inferiority, lies, false pride, superiority, and ego. He continued, the other is good. He is joy, peace, love, hope, serenity, humility, kindness, benevolence, empathy, generosity, truth, compassion, and faith. The same fight is going on inside of you, and it's going on inside of every other person too. The grandson thought about it for a minute and then asked his grandfather, which wolf will win? The old Cherokee simply replied, the one you feed. So for me, as this story relates to Eve, my two wolves are PvP and PvE. The question is, which one will I feed from day to day? And that is the fun of it. See, I was focusing on thinking I only had to go one path and do one thing and focus on that. But that became a job, and it wasn't fun. And the whole point of being in Eve and New Eden and running around in spaceships, for crying out loud, with freaking laser beams attached to them, is to have fun, right? I mean, that's what we want to do. It shouldn't be a job. We all have jobs. We all have things that we have to slave away and do that we don't like. So why do that in something that is supposed to bring us joy and happiness, right? So that's why I resurrected Taz. Now, for those of you who knew me back in 2014 through 2017, Taz was the character that I learned to PvP under. And I came to the realization that when I was very frustrated in episode 3 and was just like, fuck it, I'm gonna go shoot some people in the face. That's when I got to channel my inner Malcolm Reynolds and, pull one of these.
So no more running. I aim to misbehave.
And as you know, that's what I did. I couldn't find the original Taz login, and as of recording this, I still cannot find it. But I am looking. I have some more disks to go through and drives to go through. But anyway, that's not the point. I recreated Taz, and I went out and started shooting stuff. And that's my outlet. That's fun for me. I had so much fun just going out and shooting. I didn't care if it was an empty loot pinata because it was an LP farmer running a logistics ship in a small or whatever the scout complex is now. I didn't care. I was blowing shit up, and I like seeing the explosions on the screen, and I love, love, love the shakes, that feeling you get whenever you engage with something that you don't know if you're going to win or you're going to lose. Like the first time I fought a destroyer, it was a coercer. And I was like, I think I can win this fight. I'm going to try my best. And sure enough, I did. It was freaking awesome. And so I hope that the shakes never go away. I really do. Some people have said that they do eventually. I hope they don't. I love that feeling, and it's what I enjoy. And so doing the PvP side, I can log in and do that whenever I want. And then I still have Mal. And I found under Mal for the PvE side, I really do enjoy running missions. And Abyssal Dead Space actually does sometimes give me the shakes because there are difficult abyssal filaments that you can run. So, and CCP has done this thing. And again, I'm returning to the game, and I was not familiar with this until Mark Aderon explained it to me. the NPCs now, there are certain NPCs that actually react and behave like a player. And so that surprised the hell out of me. And so I feel like they've made it challenging enough to keep it interesting, even for the PvE side. And you can even get, the semi-shakes, right? Doing some PvE content, which is fantastic. So I can get best of both worlds, right? And I really like the fact that it gives me more experience in fitting non-PvP ships, because that's pretty much all I did in my previous career. And so I thought, I can fit a PvP ship, and so that means I can fit a PvE ship. Yeah, take a look at my kill board for Mal. Not so much. I've lost some pretty expensive ships. In fact, I recently lost it's the Enyo, the assault frigate, the Enyo. Lost one of those to a Garista NPC who was flying a worm. And those of you who know the L4 burner mission for the worm, I was not prepared for that bullshit. And so I went in, and essentially I couldn't beat him. I eventually just had to freaking stop moving and let him kill me, because I couldn't get out of his warp disruptor range. I couldn't slingshot him, nothing. And that NPC piloted like it was a real person. And so I actually went to Mark Adron in his he's got a public chat that I went there and talked to him, and I was explaining, I was trying to do this mission and I couldn't. And a couple of the guys like, yeah, we've lost ships to that one too. We weren't ready going to it either. And I was like, how do you win that one? And can you kind of
Okay, I need that in Captain Dummy Talk, Kenny.
Yeah. So yeah, they explained to me essentially what you needed. And I actually looked up, and there's a video that was really good as well. Hayless Gaming did a really good video on how you can use an Enyo. I just had the Enyo fit completely wrong. So that was 70 million ISK lost. But anyway, so now I have the PvP side and the PvE side that I can do whenever I want. And it's just a matter of which wolf do I want to feed that day. And so now, as I look towards the future, my goals are much, much simpler than what I had made out to be with the whole Enforcer Drone Commander challenge. I was making things too difficult in order to force myself somehow to enjoy it, instead of just allowing myself to enjoy the game. So now, my life is much, much simpler. I'm going to blow shit up with Taz. I'm going to make money with Mal. And I'm going to do my best to do what we're all trying to do, which is keep flying. So with that, I think I'm going to round out this episode. And I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you enjoyed hearing a little bit more about the mindset of why I'm doing what I'm doing in EVE. And, the stories moving forward will be reflecting that new mindset. And so you're going to have episodes sometimes that are going to be all Taz. And then there's going to be episodes where it's all Mal making money to fund Taz's exploits. And then there might even be a few episodes where I delve into the real dark side of EVE. And those of you out there know, especially in the BRRC, you know what I'm talking about. All right, folks, I appreciate you listening. As always, please be sure to like, subscribe, share with your family and friends, even those ones who don't play EVE. I also set up a YouTube channel, so there will be some content there as well. So, again, thanks for listening today. And always remember, keep flying.